Well, hello, good morning, and welcome to another edition of the Rudeboy Show, the Spurs Sound Off. Yes, that's my title, right up above there over my left. Yes, and over my left shoulder. It's actually my right shoulder, to your left, on the screen. And yes, I'm rocking that Tottenham old school logo. That's what it is now because they actually take Tottenham HotSpurs off the bottom. So it's just the ball and the cockerel right now. Yes, I'm DJ Paul and preparing for another bottom of the table. What to expect? I absolutely don't know because hey, we have seen Crystal Palace, we have seen Leicester, we have seen Ipswich, and Fulham, who we should have beaten. And so I can't, in good conscience, tell you that 3 points are in the bag. I have no confidence that 3 points are absolutely in the bag as yet. But just looking at the team, I'm hoping I don't want to say this because Poro had a bad game on Thursday, and I know it was sort of ridiculed by the manager, and so it seemed like the manager always save is sharp at criticism for something that he is a contributor to. You know, I know that the Chelsea game was a big game, but also you can't run your horses consistently without giving them a chance to get a rest, get a breather. And so I will flag him for, you know, overuse of Paro. And also, when you look at it, is that in games, a few games back, I knew that Spence was on the bench, and instead of going to Spence at the time, he went to Gray at right fullback. The difference here is that he also started Gray at left fullback when Spence was not available. But we have to understand that Spence is covering left fullback because there was no space for him as a starter on the right. He's a right fullback or left back by trade. And so you don't wake up the next day and forget how to play at right back. And furthermore, as a left back, left full back, that's what Andrew's using her. So I'm gonna call them how he's using them. I think Spence is better as a wing back. But you can play Gray at that time when Spence is healthy and available. And so even to the point wherein within the same game, there were injuries at right back and left back, and he still did not get in the game. And so we reach a crisis proportion right now wherein Gray is not a consideration because he's going to be at center half. And you look at it again and you say, what are we doing here? What is it that we are doing? How comes we are not seeing Spence? And so it leads me to believe that the manager right now is not living up to snuff. And so, how do I put this? I'm searching around because I want to have Angie's picture upon my board, and I'm losing all my screens, but that's okay. Um, the other thing is, let me get me back. That's me right there. get back to I'm losing some of my settings. Uh, so let me drop this back down. I'm going through the rotation, y'all. I get distracted. I get distracted real easily, which should not be the case. But there I am, and so you know when we let me. I'm trying to get to back to my settings, and there's something missing from my settings, which is this. Let me get this back up. Yes, there you go. Need to get my me back up there. Okay, so there I am. Let me fix it. Okay, and so you're looking at the high line right there. I'm not going to change that. I'm going to keep the high line right there. But I need my cockerel. Where's my cockerel? I need to bring the cockerel back into play. There you go. So now I'm good. Now I'm good. I'm ready to continue what I was saying. And so when you start to mess around with the players, they're not settled. And so I don't know what to expect from the manager in this game. I think based on the injuries, if you look at it, and I'm guessing I don't know what the starting lineup is going to look like because we're hours away from that. And so when you're looking at what is doing, I would think that, and this is my guess for starters, obviously going to be Foster in goal. You're going to have Spence at right fullback, giving Porro a rest. You're going to have Udogi, and then again, you could play Porro and use Udogi over at left back. But the point is, one of them needs to sit. And even then with Spence, if you start Spence and you decided that you're going to bring on Porro, you can always switch. You can take off Udogi and switch Spence over to the left side if you're going to start Udogi and not start Porro. And either way, it can go that way. So I think I'm penciling Spence on both sides with caveats that one of them are not going to start. And I think it would be Porro. Now, the decision is made easy, I think, because Gray is going to start at the left-sided center back. I think he should be on the right. Dragusin is the senior center back, and the senior center back usually take the weaker side of the two right footer and play on the right side. But again, I don't know what Ange is doing, and I'm not going to try and figure that out. I just think that Gray should be on his stronger side, which is the right side. And I'll leave it at that. The midfield, however, Bissouma is not going to be there. So I anticipated that we're going to get a dose of Sarr as a holding midfielder. As you know, Benton Kerr is under suspension, so there's no consideration there. So we're going to go 4-1 with Madison and Kulusevski as the other two. I would prefer if in a situation like this, wherein we're having not a settled back line, and I'm not going to move away from the midfielders yet. I'm just going to explain what I would prefer to have seen as I build the team that I'm looking to put out there, is that I would prefer us going to a 4-2-1 with Kulusevski and Sarr playing deeper. And as a matter of fact, we could make that a difference. If I were picking the team and that's what I have available, I would have gone with Sarr and Madison and then Kulu as the number 10. And the reason why I would do that is because Madison can take the ball from deeper. I think he does that better than anyone else on the pitch. So I would definitely go with Sarr and Madison, played in a 4-2-1 with Kulusevski as the number 10. And then obviously Solanke is going to start, Johnson is going to start on the right, and Son is going to be on the left. And I think that's what the team would look like. So I have my caveat, and that would be either Spence or Udogi on the left, and next to him would be Archie Gray and Dragusin, and on the other side, it's obvious it's going to be Poro or Spence. It can go either way. And like I said, I would start Sarr as a holding midfielder with Madison next to him so we could have more in numbers. I know Madison is not a tackler, but I would like the numbers. The sheer number is going to help how the defense compose itself, and therefore I would use Madison as a deeper number 8 with a free role, and Sarr would have been the anchor as the number 6, and then Kulusevski would be at the 10. He's more versatile. He can come back. He can go. He's going to tackle, so he can be up there in the press as well. And then Solanke in the pivot, and Son on the left, Johnson on the right. And that's how I would have set up for the team. Let me know what you think. I'm the Rude Boy DJ Paul for another Spurs Sound Off on a Sunday morning pre-match game commentary. The 11, according to DJ Paul. I'll see you. Come on, you Spurs. We need those 3 points. Let me just say something about that before I go. Those 3 points won't put us close to the leaders, but what it will do, it will put you back into the mix, because if you go on 23 points, then you're back in the situation where we were when we played Crystal Palace, when we played Ipswich, and when we played Bournemouth. That those points are important because it keeps you in the mix. And what happened is that even though you might be seventh or eighth, the points are what makes a difference. And so when a team loses, then you're going to have the flop even before the flip and the flop, even before you play a game. So you cannot play a game and you can move up the table. Likewise, you cannot play a game and move down the table because everything is so congested. But we need the points. We need to get close to those teams that are on 24 points that we have not played, that played more games than us. So what happened there is that the next round of game will determine where those team goes. If they draw, then you know you're going to go ahead of them with a win. And if they lose, they're gonna stay right where they are. So they're not going to be a problem for you, because then you both of you would be on the same amount of games. So even if you go and you tie and they win, then both of you will be on the same point for the next round of games. And that's what we need. You need to have results that benefits you from not losing. Either whether you tie a game or you win, then you're supposed to benefit from everything else that's going on around you. And all you need is a team to have a bad result, and by the time you look at it, we are sitting in 11. We can have two results and we could be sitting in fourth. And that's exactly what you want to happen. Or you're pretty close up on goal difference. So you might take about 3 to 4 games to make it up. Those 4 games that you falter with, that you lost, or whatever it is that the table itself is helping you. And it's scary for me, even going against Southampton, who's a bottom dweller, is that we have been here 4 times already for the year, and on every occasion we did not come away with either enough points, which we drew against Fulham, and we lost all the rest of the games. So I'm not confident that we are going to put ourselves in a position wherein we're going to help ourselves based on the table. And if we win, it's going to look respectable, because we're going to be pretty close to Aston Villa, Man City. I'm not sure if Newcastle flipped over. Obviously, Nottingham Forest is up there, and they're up and down, but they're getting the results, and that's a difference with us and Aston Villa and Nottingham Forest and even Chelsea, is that they're getting the results. You see, what happened is that Arsenal falter, and what happened? Chelsea have a game in hand. So Chelsea can move closer to Liverpool who falter. Nottingham Forest is right there with Arsenal because Arsenal falter. You have to be able to get the points and be in the mix for the rest of the table to work in your favor. But we are not doing ourselves any favor, lots of favor there, when we lose a game or we draw games that we should win. And that's what I wanted to say before I actually say goodbye. I will see you guys on the next video, maybe after the game. I am the Rude Boy DJ Paul once again, and I am out of here.